Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
Well, thanks so much for joining us today here on Living Local Carolina. I've got a really special story today. I am joined in studio by Michelle Apple. Michelle, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to share your story. Let's go get right into it here.
So I'm actually this week, a 5-year breast cancer survivor.
Congratulations.
And thank you. And for many breast cancer patients, that's a huge milestone. So my journey started when my diagnosis actually got missed. I had a lump under my armpit, and I had to, obviously get a mammogram, standard stuff, and unfortunately they came back and said everything's fine, go on with your life, it's just a lymph node. And my mom got sick with bile duct cancer, I ended up taking care of her, and I got shingles. This ended up growing. I still ignored it because I thought, they did the mammogram, the doctor came back and said everything's fine. So when she had passed, I then got finally checked up and found out that I ended up being stage 3, 23 lymph nodes were cancerous. Full mastectomy, chemo, radiation. And so, the journey is very long, and many of us are still on medication now. So that was a huge part of me starting the foundation, because I wanted people to understand that when you do have a lump, that we do have to push for ultrasound and maybe advocate for ourselves a little bit more that maybe we don't know. So we do provide a mentor program with the Apple Breast Cancer Foundation, so that when a newly diagnosed patient comes through and they call and they need help or support, we mentor them with another patient that has gone through breast cancer. So again, we don't miss things like, you had a lump, you should have pushed for an ultrasound. Did they do a bone density scan in the beginning, or a nuclear bone scan? Those type of things we educate, because it's overwhelming. When you get that diagnosis and you're told you have cancer, it literally, you go through denial, you go through acceptance, and then you go through, for me, it was, I'm gonna fight this. There's no way I'm gonna let this breast cancer define me. And hopefully I can help other patients along the way.
And a big thing to you is nutrition, obviously with what you do.
Yeah, so
How did that help you?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. So I'm a dietitian by trade. And I tell many patients that it's so important as you go through this journey that you find a way to take care of yourself, because you're putting chemo, which is really literally poison in your body to kill the cancer. So I fought it back with things like fruits, vegetables, juicing, using other counteractive parts so that I could go in there and say, my gosh, I feel better by doing more fruits, more vegetables, eating a healthier lifestyle, which I did before, because people would say to me, Michelle, you're a dietitian, you work out, you take care of yourself. How did you get breast cancer? I said, breast cancer does not discriminate, but what I can tell you, and I tell all your viewers, take care of yourself so that when something comes along like breast cancer, that you can fight it and you're strong enough to fight it. So I had no other underlying conditions besides the fact that I had the cancer. So I was able to fight it pretty good.
Let's talk more about the fight. And that brings us to the bag that you're holding right there. You're able to really pay this forward now and help patients that are going through the exact same thing that you did.
Yeah, so I wanted to educate, advocate. Our foundation helps with medical bills and travel expenses. And then the other special thing we do is the comfort bags. And why these are so important, I got a comfort bag as I was going through my treatments. And it contains things like a blanket, a message of hope, and then the message of hope that we did last year was from 7th and 8th graders. They actually drew pictures and they wrote messages, just simple things like, I'm thinking of you. I hope that this brings a smile to your face. So the standard stuff we have is lip balm, sanitizer. We're always looking for makeup bags. And so if any women out there have extra makeup bags, you have them laying around. What, Ipsy bags we were talking about, and Estee Lauder bags. We use them to put the items in, like the lip balm and sanitizer and so forth. So any donations are accepted, but the staple items are the Footies with Grip, the blanket, the lip balm, sanitizer, and that type of stuff. So we donate these to local cancer centers. So this year we went to McLeod Health Cancer Center. We did Grand Strand, Conway Medical Center, and then Coastal Carolina Cancer Centers as well. It's well needed in this area. There's many patients that are getting it. We'd love to do 300 to 400 is our goal. So we need your viewers to reach out and donate items, and then we deliver them right before the holidays to bring a smile to their face. So sometime in December, and then we take the donations all the way up into August.
Perfect.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Well, this might be the most relaxed I've ever been filming a segment. I am at Salt and Detox Oasis with Fabiola. Thanks so much for having me today.
Thank you for being here, Katie.
My goodness. Okay, we first have to address that if you hear some humming in the background, there's a reason for that. Fabiola, what is going on that is causing this noise?
So right now the Halo generator is on. So it is a machine that I use with sodium chloride. The sodium chloride is grounded into very fine particles, and those particles are dispersed into the air. So that is the benefit of the room, where you're breathing that type of salty air, which helps to coat the nasal passages, the bronchial tubes, as well as your lungs, and it acts as a cleaning agent for your respiratory system. So if you do suffer from allergies, bronchitis, or other common respiratory, concerns, or even like the after COVID effects, it's a great way to help relieve your respiratory system and also clean and hopefully enhance it.
This is so cool to be able to walk on salt. You're breathing it in.
Yes.
But it's also the aesthetics of being in here. It's so relaxing.
Yes, it is. So in the process of building this room, really wanted to make it a relaxing environment for everyone who, enjoys this session. So it's really about helping everyone that walks through my doors and giving them relief, giving them a sense of peace, and hopefully they walk out feeling better and feeling that they're able to just conquer what they need to conquer, through the sessions that they experience here.
I know a lot of people watching right now are feeling that way. So if they want to come by and try this room out or try one of your other awesome services, how can they do that?
So I am located at 3885 Renee Drive in the Carolina Forest area. I am, I guess if you are familiar with like the Kroger Shopping Center, that's where you can find me. And my phone number is 843-742-5938. And the website is saltanddetoxoasis.com.
We have quite a treat today on Living Local Carolina. I am joined in studio by Salty Dog Senior Dog Rescue. How are you guys doing?
We're awesome. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So obviously we have a very esteemed guest over here, Otis, who's sitting on the couch with us. But why don't y'all tell me first a little bit about what you do and the whole purpose behind your mission?
Sure, absolutely. We are a senior-based rescue. We only take dogs 6 and older. We get dogs from owner surrender as well as from shelters. We started in May of 22, and we are a 501c3. We are totally operated by volunteers, located in Pawleys Island, but we have fosters as far north as Little River and as far south as Charleston. And then we adopt out animals out of state. We've had people come 4-6 hours just to adopt some of our senior dogs.
Okay, so senior dogs, obviously there's a specific purpose why.
My partner and I both started working in animal rescue years ago, and we noticed that the senior dogs come in and they kind of get overlooked. People are looking for puppies or younger dogs, and most of these dogs have already been in a home, so they are surrendered or dropped off at a shelter, and then they just are there kind of overwhelmed, never been in that type of environment before. So we just felt a need to come and draw those dogs out, put them in a foster home as opposed to a shelter, and then focus more attention on them so that they get adopted.
You're closing that gap for dogs like Otis.
Yes. We enjoy what we do. We also, another thing that is important to us is estate planning. We really feel like people need to focus on what's going to happen to their animals should something happen to them. Too many people assume that family or friends are going to take their dog, and actually cats as well, and then what happens is they get dropped off at a shelter instead.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina. This story is sponsored by Cambridge Pavers.
Y'all know it is always vacation season here in the Grand Strand. Right now I'm chatting with Charles. You are from Cambridge Pavers, founder, CEO, chairman, all that good stuff. Tell me, you guys want to make sure that people feel like they can have a vacation at their house. If that was
Absolutely. People go away, unfortunately, maybe a week or 2 weeks a year. They have to travel either by auto or plane, spend a lot of money. Sometimes the weather isn't so good when they get there. And when they're traveling back, they're already starting to think about, geez, we have to plan for next year. And what are those things they enjoyed in that vacation, whether it's in the mountains or a beach resort and the ocean and pools? Well, you can create all that in your outdoor room right outside your back door and enjoy it all 4 seasons. Save the money on the travel, all the anxiety that goes into going to those airports, and this is something you can virtually use 365 days a year.
You made such a good point there, because I will tell you from personal experience, I just went on vacation, and the feeling that I got whenever I returned to my house, that's almost better than the vacation sometimes. Being able to feel at ease in your home, and when your home is beautiful and you have all of these great amenities to take advantage of, I mean, there's nothing better than that for me. And I don't know if you believe me, but I am a bit of a homebody, so this is the perfect thing for me. What's behind you is an installation that you guys actually did, absolutely gorgeous. If somebody wanted something like that in their backyard, where do they start?
They start by thinking about how they want to use it with their family and friends. Do they like to grill? Do they like pizza ovens? Fire features are always wonderful. Water, we have fountains. We have linear fountains. So water, lighting, fire, all touch the emotions of people. So you've got to think through, how do I want to use this backyard? Because it's truly an investment in your home. It's just taking seamlessly the inside and transferring it outside.
And I love that you can get creative with it too. If there's
Absolutely.
something, tell me all about that.
There's no rules on how large or how small, or one of these outdoor elements which we provide. They're all pre-packaged, pre-cut, the very best appliances, our wall stones and paving stones, easy to install from your contractor's view. So these are things that you need to consider, and there's value in all of that.
Oh yeah, we were talking about this earlier. This really does add value to your house long term.
Long term, and that's how you have to look at this, a long-term investment.
You were talking a little bit earlier about temperatures too, and we do experience a winter here at the beach. It's not a super harsh winter, so I feel like you could really enjoy your backyard even when it's super cold if you had a fire pit.
Absolutely, and this is truly a backyard for all 4 seasons. It's not a time to shut down your grill or take away your patio furniture, whether it's the chilly fall, the harsh or not so harsh winter, spring, or that hot summer. By incorporating the right elements in the backyard, you're truly able to use this all 4 seasons. I've seen folks in the Northeast where they grill year round. I mean, certainly there's heating elements you can put under the pavers to actually melt ice and snow, but folks that don't have that, they can shovel it off and continue to grill. So all year round to use these outdoor rooms.
This story is sponsored by Cambridge Pavers. Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.